Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now, the heavyweight division. Man, the heavyweight division, y'all. Let me tell you. The heavyweight division, according to some, namely Ring Magazine, is pretty weak. You know, if you let them tell it. Now, Ring Magazine done their heavyweight top 10. And boy, looking at that list, you know, depending if you're a glass half full or half empty kind of dude, we're gonna do it from the half empty perspective, right? That's a weak ass list, y'all. If we come that way, heavyweight division, top 10 heavyweights, man, right? So we're gonna go down the list now. I looked at the list a couple of times. I might miss a guy or two, right? Because I don't have no photographic memory, but I can kind of remember most of them. I'm gonna remember at least 6 of these 10, right? And we're gonna go down and say why the list is weak, right? Now we got the undisputed champion in Alexander Usyk, right? Ain't nothing weak about Usyk, y'all. Legend, handled his business, beat everybody up, and went to their cribs to do it, or to Saudi Arabia, which is neutral territory. So, baddest dude out there. He's proved it. There ain't nothing to talk about him. Y'all know who they got at number one? The dude at number one, before saying the name, is on a two-fight losing streak. So that means the number one heavyweight is on a 2-fight losing streak. Been dope before, right? Allegedly cheated on several occasions. Not just one, on several occasions, and been dope before. Twice. That's the number one dude. And a 2-fight loss streak. That'll be Mr. Tyson Fury. And is retired. But he's coming back. We knew he was coming back. I told y'all 2 days ago what retired means. That just means I'm going to take a break. I ain't going to fight this hard fight. So, that's number one. Tyson Fury. 2-fight losing streak. Been dope twice. And has cheated on several occasions. That's the best number one they got. Number two, right? If I'm not mistaken, just not mistaken. I ain't seen the list but a couple of times. That's the dude we roll with. We roll with Joe here, right? Joseph Parker, y'all. Joseph Parker, all right. Well, I'm going to say the positive stuff first because you know we roll with Joe. We want to be positive. Joseph Parker is a damn good fighter and probably the hottest guy in the heavyweight division with number 3 together. We'll get to him. But Joseph Parker's coming off of beating 3 real good guys. I forget all 3 of them, but I mean, you know, he's beat Deontay Wilder. He beat Sheila Shang and somebody else. All 3, you know, good wins. He's on a good winning streak, Joseph Parker. Hottest guy in the division. It's going to hit me whoever else he beat, right? Hot guy. But Joseph Parker, if you want to come negative, people has never given him respect. He's had had the title once, beating Andy Ruiz Jr. in a close fight, but it was in New Zealand, so, you know, Joe gets the nod. So it's the people that are not rolling with Joe will tell you, you know, he beat Andy Ruiz Jr. barely and hasn't really done anything significant since. Now, we don't agree with those people, but if you want to say, you know, he hasn't been highly regarded as somebody who the people think should be the best heavyweight out there, right? You know, think he's marginal talent. We think Joseph Parker is one of the best out there because he's good at every damn thing, right? But so, he's number 2. That's a good one for me, but for most people, they think of Joseph Parker ain't all that in a bag of chips. So that's number 2. Number 3 is a guy who just 18 months to 2 years ago, if any from the top heavyweights would say they were going to fight him, they were saying that heavyweight was going to try to cherry pick this guy. Why would you fight this guy? Oh, he's undefeated, but he hasn't fought anybody but Derek Chisora. After Chisora had 12 losses already, he fought Derek Chisora. That's his best win. He ain't never fought nobody. Y'all cherry picking him. That's what they were saying about him just 2 years ago. That'd be Agit Kabayel. Marhaba, my brother. Right? Agit Kabayel. Now, Agit Kabayel now done earned a little respect. So much so that people are kind of, quiet when it comes to Aggie Kabayel. They try to ignore, act like they didn't see what just happened. Aggie Kabayel beat that big Russian who we was all scared of until Aggie Kabayel beat him, and that'd be Makhmudov. The dude who looks like, he would be Sasquatch too if he went in the forest and he didn't shave 6 months. Him and Volleyball, them look like, that's the Yetis. Big old dude, scary looking dude. He broke him down and beat him. Then he beat Frank Sanchez. All I got to do is say about Frank Sanchez is undefeated Cuban and heavyweight. That tells you he's awesome. We ain't got to say more about Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez was somebody everybody was highly regarded. And then he beat somebody else. Frank Sanchez, Makhmudov. Oh, he body blowed Sheila Shang into submission. So yeah, Aggie Kabayel is all that now. But for 2 years, we were just saying Aggie Kabayel would have been a cherry pick for everybody that I'm going to mention after him. All right? So those are the top three. Pretty good, but kind of weak. It gets weaker, guys. Number 4 would be a guy coming off a devastating knockout loss, right? And got 4 losses, and he only done fought 30 times. 4 losses, and all them damn losses, no, 2 of the 4 been by knockout, right? Been on the ground 1,000 times. Has a reputation of being chinny and all of that, right? But his last fight was a loss. That'll be Anthony Joshua. Now, Anthony Joshua, 2-time heavyweight champion, has a lot of good wins. I would think his very best win would be that win, that barn burner of a fight against Vladimir Klitschko. That's probably his best win, I would say. He's had a couple of other wins. Anthony Joshua is more famous than awesome, I would say. He's come from England, and he was the second coming of Lennox Lewis, if you would let some people tell it, right? But as of right now, a lot of people think they can beat Anthony Joshua. These next guys that I'm gonna mention after Anthony Joshua, what is Anthony Joshua? Number 4, the 6 people we're gonna mention after him, at least 3 or 4 of them we think beats Anthony Joshua, if you know what I'm saying. So Anthony Joshua's, it doesn't look good right now. People don't think that he's all that like they used to think. So his profile is not high as it used to be. So that's what I'm saying. But he's number 4 on that list, even though he just came off a devastating loss. So we're talking about this list. Why is this list weak? So that would be, if Anthony Joshua's 4, that's a weak-ass list. The heavyweight division is not that healthy. If the 4th best guy, we don't think he can beat anybody in the top 10. But maybe 2 people. You see what I'm saying? That's number 4. Number 5 is a guy who basically has a reputation of being a quitter right now. Every time you hear his name right now, did he quit? Is he a quitter? Has he quit before? Right? Now, in 2 of the fights, I'm going to have to go with maybe he did quit. One of them, I don't think so. Eye socket is broke. Everybody who quit when their eye socket is broke and said, I'll fight another day, I personally can't call a quitter, because eye socket broke means my eyeball is rolling around in my skull. This ain't important enough for me to lose my eyesight. So I'm with them on that. I'm not here to see people, can't see no more because of a damn fight, or because I bet some money on them or something. I don't know, with some selfish ass reason. Or I'm just sitting here looking at car wrecks and wanting to see people die. And that's not what it is. It's still sport to me. So I don't have a problem with that. But a lot of people do. Say he quit against Joe Joyce, right? Say he quit on a jab against Alexander Usyk, on a jab. What the hell you gonna stay down, big as you are? Then he quit again in his last fight when he could have got up against Alexander Usyk. That's what people think. That would be Daniel Dubois, number 5. Number 5 on the list. Coming after a loss. Now he's got 3 knockout stoppage losses. He's number 5 on that list. Does that list seem so strong? Does it? Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think my boy Filip Hrgović from Croatia is number 6. Now, Hrgović only got 1 loss. Now, Hrgović to me is a strong fighter. Hrgović just has a loss. He come back and beat somebody afterwards, but he lost to Daniel Dubois, right? Now, Hrgović lost to Daniel Dubois. It was more of a cut thing, and the fact that he had no, and I mean 0 respect for Daniel Dubois. He came out there wailing right hands. And this, for me, was Dubois' best win, because Dubois was getting hit with some stuff. He could have quit against Filip Hrgović, and Dubois did not quit against Hrgović and showed resilience and came back to beat Hrgović on the cut. And the fact that Hrgović should just punch himself out, because Hrgović came out, he wasn't jabbing. He was just throwing right hands, trying to get Dubois out of there because he had zero respect, which he should have just said, I'm just going to box Dubois to about round 5 or 6 till he gets a little tired. Then I'm going to start throwing these right hands. Then I could have probably got him to quit. He did it the other way around and came out there thinking it's a sprint and it was a marathon, lost that fight. If he did it again, his tactic would have been different. I think Filip Hrgović beats Daniel Dubois 2 out of 3, but he didn't. We only had one fight. Dubois wins that fight. Filip Hrgović has a loss. But that doesn't mean that Filip Hrgović can't beat most people. I forgot who his last fight was against, but he came through that one, and Filip Hrgović is back. I think Filip Hrgović should be higher on the list, but he has one loss, but people in front of him got more loss than him, and they in front of him still. Because the difference is those people in front of him have had titles, except for Agakabial. Now, Agakabial is still undefeated. So, therefore, Filip Hrgović is at 6, if I'm not mistaken. I might miss one guy. I haven't told you. I think it's 7. Oh, at 7. At 7, it's Fabio Wardley. Okay? For me, guys, I don't care what no one tells me. Much props to you, Justice Huni, wherever you are. Wherever you are, man. Wherever you are. Because right now, Huni has to run around act like he lost. Huni outclassed Wardley the whole damn fight. Outclassed this guy. And gets clipped at the end. And I don't think he got a chance to get up. He outclassed him so much that I think the referee is supposed to help him get up, give him a walker, a stroller, and help him stand up for 10 seconds and see if he can finish that round. When you dominate somebody 9.5 round, and somebody gets lucky and hit you, you can't get up, they hurry up, right? He didn't get the Tyson Fury 17-second count that Tyson Fury gets every time he gets knocked down. He didn't get that one. He got the, man, you get the hell up out of here. This is over. The Lennox Lewis Oliver call. That's what he got. You know what I'm saying? And Justice Huni running around here like he done lost. Fabio Wardley got a loss as far as I'm concerned. It's going to be that way. That's how I roll. It's like I'm not the cheating. I saw Fabio Wardley get beat by Hunis. Period. Outclassed. So that means Wardley is okay, still that you was in the fight, you took all those punches, you close your eyes, hit somebody, that's cool. But Justice Huni is better to me. I've watched him be better than Wardley. So Wardley's number 7 because at the end of the day, he still has I don't know if he's lost or it's a draw or something, but he won that fight. But my point is he can't be too high up there because he just got outclassed. That wasn't even a close fight. Huni beat him easily. He was outclassed, like a difference in talent here, right? And he just got a loss. So Wardley is number 7, okay? That's it. That's how that goes. He's number 7, but I'm not too high on him. With his heart, yeah, he's got a heart for hanging in there and being outclassed. But we can't just view him as high because Justice Huni, most people don't even know who that is, and he definitely outclassed Wardley. You know what I'm saying? Number 8. Got to be Chinese Power. Shilai Shang, y'all. Number 8. Shilai Shang, man. Shilai Shang is, he's 40 years old. He's supposed to be on the top 10. He's supposed to be on the top 10. Give him the top 10. He's got a couple of losses. Yeah, Joseph Parker outpointed him. He had Joseph Parker down twice in the fight, but he outpointed Joseph Parker outpointed him. Who else just beat him? Agakabial just beat him to the body, which didn't look good for him, right? He's an older cat, but I think he's dangerous. I think he's still dangerous. Some people going to beat him. Everybody's not going to go to the body like that. And he had Agakabial down. Some people might not be able to go to the body as hard as Kabial and take the punches that they're going to get there. So Shilai Shang being number 8 is not bad. It is what it is. He's got he's got a couple of losses. I don't think he lost to Filip Hrgović. That was a good close fight. Filip Hrgović got that one. But Shilai Shang is in the mix. 8 is pretty good for him. Now, number 9 is Martin Bakole. The boogeyman. Now, it's different than Errol Spence being the boogeyman and Terrence Crawford coming saying, hey, I'm chasing you, so get up off that boogeyman stuff because you getting chased. Can't be a boogeyman if you chased. Martin Bacoli, the only person that was chasing Martin Bacoli was Michael Hunter. Because Michael Hunter beat him when he was even better. When he was younger, he beat him. And everybody ignored that Michael Hunter little ass beat Martin Bacoli, right? But Bacoli has had a few people that ain't gonna fight him. Now, he came into the fight over 300 pounds with Joseph Parker on a day or two's notice and lost the fight. And us as out here that aren't boxers, you know, we don't know what that means to come for 1 or 2 days notice, but you do need a training camp. Now, me personally, if you're a professional athlete, I'm sick of these guys getting just ridiculously fat between fights. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, you're still an athlete, man. Can you gain a little weight? You know what I'm saying? Damn. You know what I'm saying? You got a mirror at the house that keeps you from getting too far out of, because he's just, why the hell, babe? I mean, if you're 275 or 80 at a fight, you don't need to be running around 320 pounds. What the fuck? I mean, excuse me, my French, but what the hell wrong with you? But he had to come to that fight, wasn't ready, and the training camp means something in boxing, because let's be real, even if you're not in a boxing gym, you're a sport fan, which means you have common damn sense, sport sense, right? Boxing, is milliseconds. You make a mistake a millisecond in boxing, and that's the end of the fight. It could possibly be, depending on who you fight. You can't make too many mistakes. And you have to have stamina to do these things. From us that ain't there, you forgetting all these punches. We ask these people, throw all these punches. He didn't throw too many punches. Dude, I'm tired. Take I'm behind the computer uploader or whatever the hell you are, content creator ass in the gym and hold them gloves up for just 3 minutes. Let alone 3 minutes, I only got one minute break and I got to go back in there. And here's the deal. You have nervous energy. Why? Because somebody's trying to kill your ass in there. So therefore, you understand, they have to have training camps to be ready for that. There's a lot that goes into it. I'm pretty sure most people know. But Martin Bacoli, so I'm going to still leave him with his boogeyman moniker, because that fight against Joseph Parker, who had been through a training camp, you're going to lose that fight. But I still think that Martin Bacoli, he's got to get his profile back up, because not only that fight against the next guy that's coming, number 10, he didn't win that either. He got a draw, but he didn't win that either. And that leads us up to number 10, Ife Ayagba. Ayagba is a guy, I think doesn't he have a knockout loss? I didn't box rex none of these guys, but I know he had a loss, right? And now he has a loss and a draw. But Ayagba, somebody, he's least fit. I don't think he's the best boxer in the world, but I like fighters that are not the best boxer in the world, and they do it with just punching power and grit, right? The Deontay Wilders of the world, the Herbie Hydes of the world, the Efe Ayagbas of the world, the Julian Jacksons of the world. It's like, hey man, I ain't all technical, but if you mess around, you go get knocked out. I don't care about technical this and technical that. I know how to knock a dude out. Sometimes you like that raw talent. You know what I'm saying? It's not always the best, the most talented and technical guy. I'm a raw talent, and I like that in a lot of sports, right? Sometimes it's just raw talent, and you got to have heart to get in there and want to throw these punches, because punches are coming back. So if Ayagba's somebody who I think is going to be in any fight, period, against anybody, he's going to be in any fight. But if it goes 12, I don't see him winning. He got to get you up out of there. But him and Bacoli had a good fight. I think Ife should have got that fight. I think it was a draw. But if you're looking at those top 10, those are the top 10 guys from Ring Magazine. And we were just doing it in a negative light of how people probably think how this is not a good, good list. Because there's nobody on there where you're like, man, he's going to rule. He's ruling the division. And man, ain't nobody gonna beat him. He's the bomb, this and that. Ain't nobody we're talking about that. The closest one to that right now would be Agit Kabayel. You see what I'm saying? Everybody else has been beat. We've seen it, and multiple times by most of these fighters. So you can look at that negative and say, damn, we got a weak heavyweight division. Or you can look at that positive and say, damn, the heavyweight division, we got some parity for a change. It's not like one or two over everybody. The guys in the front of that list can get beat. Anthony Joshua can get beat from numbers 5 to 10. 5 to 10. He already been beat by number 1, but from 5 to 10, he can get beat by anybody. So can Daniel Dubois. You see what I'm saying? So it's parity everywhere. There's nobody who you say, man, he can't nobody beat him. Who? There's nobody. From Tyson Fury, Joseph Parker, who was third? Agit Kabayel, Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, who was number 6? Filip Hrgović, Fabio Wardley, Sheila Shane, Martin Bakole, and Ife Ayagba. All are beatable, right? The baddest dude probably ain't on there. You know, the up-and-coming Moses Itauma. Somebody might say something about that. But other than that, everybody's beatable on that list. So here's the question for y'all. Is the heavyweight division that weak? Or are we going to go with the positive? It's a whole lot of parity in the heavyweight division. Long lives the heavyweight division, and we're going to have some good fights. Y'all decide. I don't know what I'm going to put on the thumbnail, but hey, it is what it is. Heavyweight division, that list look kind of weak. Or that list is pretty strong because we got some parity and good fights. Good question, ain't it? Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.